Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very late start to our Spreaker broadcast here on the Life of a Utah Medium. I am your host, Caden, and I will fill everybody in here in just a minute on why I was late. But I want to go ahead and take a second and get this shared out to Facebook. Let everybody know that we are live as promised. We're about 10 minutes behind. But very serious topic tonight, and so I want to kind of take some time to update everybody and kind of fill everybody in on the events and all that stuff, catch you up on why we're a little bit behind tonight, and then we're going to get into a serious conversation. So I'm just posting it on Facebook right now for those of you that are listening in. Thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Sure appreciate all the support that we get. And for those of you that aren't listening yet, as always, this will be available for a later listen once the broadcast is over with. First of all, thank you so much to everybody who listens to both the podcast and the show. We have been following the statistics. We've been kind of looking at all the information, and it's been an incredible journey, guys. This is only our third live broadcast here from Spreaker, but we do have now 16 episodes up on the podcast, and out of those 16, we have 220 listens, downloads to that podcast. So thank you very much, everybody, for all that support and listening, and everybody that comments in, that gives all the suggestions, everybody that help that everybody gets. It makes a huge difference. So thank you very much for that. We definitely appreciate every single one of our listeners, every comment. We have been working on the psychic development classes for the last couple days now, and we've gotten our two of the people that are enrolled. I know we have a few waiting, which is perfectly fine. Take your time, and we'll get you in and start working with you when you're ready. But for the couple that I have been working with, some very amazing beginning to the classes. So I'm very excited to see where this is going to go. Definitely nice to see the work of putting that class together come together, and see everybody starting to get some work in and starting to already see some progress, and being able to help out a few people that really just needed, a little bit of push, a little bit of direction in the right direction. So, very exciting stuff. So as far as the events goes, guys, nothing has really changed as far as events goes. If it does, I will definitely let you know as soon as I know of any changes. So all of the events that are on the page right now are still the same. We have a few events coming up at Benson Gristmill, and then of course the gallery reading session with myself and Esther, October 18th at Synchronicities. For those of you that are interested in the Benson Gristmill events, you can find that at advancedparanormal.com. And the guys over at Advanced Paranormal are happy to help you get your ticket purchased and reserved, and we look forward to seeing everybody at those events. So for those of you that are listening right now, like I said, I apologize for a little bit of a late start. We've been kind of wrangling kids up and getting them settled down, and been cleaning up the house here and trying to kind of set some details up. And so we went a few minutes later than expected, but we are still right here as promised. We told everybody that I would give you an update last week. And I told everybody last night on the podcast as well, we'll give you an update. So we did go in and see the surgeon today, and my wife is having her gallbladder surgery on Friday. So we will still likely have the podcast. If that's going to not happen, I will let everybody know. I will let you know once we've done the surgery and kind of see how the weekend's going to look, I will let you know if we're going to do that for sure Friday or Sunday. If I don't do it on Friday, of course I will do it on Sunday, as been the norm. So just a heads up for that. That is what's going on right now. So any investigations that are coming up, I will not be a part of for this weekend, and any events that are coming up this weekend, of course, I will not be a part of those either. For anybody that is going to the Benson Gristmill event this Friday, please have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Learn something new. Every time you get a chance to go to one of these presentations, you get a chance to learn something you maybe didn't know before. So go enjoy yourself. Excuse me, I've been a little congested tonight, but the guys at Advanced Paranormal are going to give you an amazing night. So go enjoy the event, enjoy yourself, enjoy the spirits, the environment of the property itself. You will not miss it. So, I believe that kind of covers everything that gets us up to speed. So, tonight, normally I do a paranormal topic. And that's kind of been the course of what the life of a Utah medium is about. But part of that is also talking about some life topics and some things coming up in life, or that have happened in life, that hit close to home, that are, some topics that maybe other paranormal shows wouldn't normally talk about. But that's what kind of sets me apart from the rest, is I want to talk about real life topics. So yes, normally I would do a paranormal topic. Tonight, we're not going to do a paranormal topic. Some of it may be paranormal, and we can talk about that as it comes up. But tonight, I want to talk a little bit about a subject that hits close to home for me, and that has been happening a lot recently. And I kind of want people to chime in on this one. Recently, we've had quite a few friends who have committed suicide. And so I kind of want to talk about that subject tonight, as heavy as it is, because it's real, because it's life. And I want everybody listening right now to know just how serious of a topic it is for me. And so that's the direction that we're going to go tonight. Now, is some of it paranormal? It could be, and I'll explain that a little bit as well. But we've had a few friends that have gone that way, and I don't want it to be a subject that people avoid, or that people feel like they can't bring up, or that people feel like they're not allowed to discuss, or anything like that. It's a subject that I want everybody to understand, that I'm one of those people around who, if you need somebody to talk to, if you feel like that's the road that you're headed down, if something in your life isn't sitting quite right with you, there's hundreds of reasons that you could be headed that direction. Hundreds. And whatever the reason is, whatever the concern is, one of the biggest issues that I've heard recently is you feel like just too much of a burden on people. Or, you may feel like things are just gone that far. They're just out of control, out of hand, and, there's just no way to come back from it. I want people to understand that, I, on a very real level, have been there. I understand that level. I'm not now, thanks to some amazing friends and, the last year turning around and the last couple of years being what it's been. I thank God for everybody that was around, for the paranormal team working with them, for the many friends that spent nights up talking and going to dinner and hanging out. And we've had some very, very real conversations and very real topics. And it's everything's changed. I want people listening who may be at that point right now to understand life changes. You are not the burden that you feel like you are on everybody around you. A lot of cases, people may not know or understand the level, the depth that you are in your own mind, in your own heart, and don't understand just how close to that edge you really may be. I want you to know that at least as far as I'm concerned, and I know it comes from many others, but I want you to know that you have a place to go to. I want you to know that you have somebody that will listen to you, that will help you battle out those thoughts in your head, help you work through them, and help you understand that road does not lead anywhere that you think it does. And this is kind of where I bring it into the paranormal side of it. As many of you know, one of my spirit guides is my best friend who did commit suicide. And I mean, not that long ago, even, just 6 years ago. And now, having conversations with spirits who have committed suicide, they still face that sorrow. They still face that pain. You don't get to end your life and walk away from it. It leaves you with work that is not completed. It leaves you with family that is hurting, and now on top of your pain and having to still sort out your pain, you now have to watch everybody else on the living side face that pain, face that reality, and not be able to do anything about it. You can be there all you want, but as you know, having a guide, having a friend who has been there on that side and committed suicide, having another friend who, happened to, I've had so many guys, I've had so many people that have committed suicide. There's been a few recently that, that we're still friends, may not have known them as well, but there are still a few that have gone that route, and there seems to be a general comment or a general feeling about it that if they would have just said something. And having been there, I can empathize on the the thought that goes through your mind of, I feel like I'm too much. I feel like nobody wants to hear it. And some of that may be legitimate. Some of it may come from comments that you've heard trying to go to family or trying to go to somebody else close to you. Don't give up. Don't walk away. Because what you're going to find is you're going to make a comment, or you're going to make, a conversation with somebody, and they're going to start picking up on that. And you're going to find just the right person who's going to be there, who's going to help you pull out of it. Who's going to help you realize that there is way more to life than giving up and ending your life that short. It's a very short period of time. It feels like an eternity. Believe me, it feels like an eternity. It was only a couple of months, or it was only a couple of weeks, but it feels like decades when you feel like that. So I completely and totally understand it. But don't allow those thoughts to consume you. Find a way, even if it can't be direct, even if it can't be a conversation where you walk up to somebody and say, I feel like I'm going to end my life. I need you to help me pull away from it. Find a way to start little. Find a way to start little. Find somebody who is happy to spend time with you, who is happy to answer your phone calls. Find a small group so that maybe if one person can't respond to you right away, another one can. People are there. People are back there for you. People are going to help pull you out of it because nobody wants to lose you. Nobody wants to see you end your life in that much pain. The world is difficult, guys. The world is absolutely difficult. It's not easy. It's not the life that we grew up in as kids. For those of you that are younger listening, life is absolutely difficult now. And coming from me, I can't speak for thousands of people, but I can say that coming from me, I completely get where you're coming from on life being that difficult. But it's the thought process that has to change. And it takes one person to be there. One person to pull you back from that ledge even a step and show you the light that's on the other side. And once you're able to turn around and face the other direction and start walking toward that path of light again and start getting your head clear, it gets a little bit easier and a little bit easier and a little bit easier until you're there. It takes one person. Now, my personal story, if you will, some of my biggest advocates, some of the people that I call family, are not blood family. Some of them are really close friends. Some of them are people that a year ago I didn't hardly know, but they've become some of my very best friends. It takes one. It takes one to give you that one step to give you that confidence back. It takes you one step in the other direction to show you that it's okay to breathe. And then to show you that it's okay to smile. And then to show you that it's okay to laugh. And it's okay to continue living. At no point will there ever be a time where I will tell you, and many other people I know will tell you, that life is not worth living. Life is completely worth living. You just have to find the reason for it. You just have to find something strong enough to hold on to. Now, a question that I have been asked about this, not from anybody listening in right now, but a question that I have been asked about that is, what if you do? What if you do end your life? Do you as a medium judge a person for doing that, for being, crossing that ledge? Absolutely not. I feel the pain for you. I feel the pain of, knowing what it's like to be right there on that ledge. I feel the pain of knowing that your physical life has now ended, but the pain still continues on the other side, and you still have work to do, but now you get to work through all the pain from the living as well. Too many times recently, I've heard comments like, they never said anything. Well, the reason that they never said anything, guys, is because coming from the other side of it, they didn't feel like they could. Coming from the other side of the coin, they didn't feel like there was anybody there for them. They didn't feel like there was anybody that would be able to pull them back, or that cared to pull them back, or they didn't want to be a burden to anybody anymore because they've been battling for so long and people got tired of hearing it. I'm telling you right now, if it takes one person, call me. If you need one person to listen in and help you step back from that ledge, you call me. Suicide has become a major epidemic in the state of Utah. And I know it is around the nation, but I live here in Utah. So I can speak for this state directly. And I know that the facts are getting way out of hand here in this state. Some of it because of things that you can't control. Some of it because of pain from chronic illnesses that doctors are no longer willing to help with. Some of it from, the pain of losing somebody close to them, their best friend, or somebody that they tried to help themselves. There's a lot of weight that gets left on your shoulders as a friend of somebody who's tried to talk somebody out of suicide. There's a lot of weight on your shoulders that I still feel years later. Now, I feel the weight doesn't mean that, I can tell you, well, if I would have, I went down that road. I understand the pain of that. What I will tell you, for anybody listening to this podcast right now, just be nice to people, guys. Seriously, it's not that difficult. We're all people. We're all different. But that's what makes us unique. We're all human. We make mistakes. Are you the kind of person that's going to make a mistake and own up to it and apologize and move forward? Or are you going to be the kind of person that makes a mistake and blames everybody else for it? Are you going to be the person who's going to be there for somebody who reaches out to you and says, man, my life is not going great and I just need somebody to listen? Or are you going to be the person that will take them under your wing and listen and help them understand that at least one person in this stinking world cares? Or are you going to be like a lot of other people in society right now and bash them in the face for it and tell them how wrong they are for wanting to believe that and feeling that way? Suicide's getting out of hand, guys. Wanting to end your life because you feel so worthless because of the way that people are to other people these days is getting way out of hand. We're all in this world together. We all work together. We all live and spend time together. We need to get back to one of my favorite comments, one of my favorite posts that I have seen in a long time was, I want to get back to the country that we were on 9/12. When we helped each other out. When we cared. When as a society, we had each other's backs. That's the kind of people that we need to be when somebody reaches out and says, I feel like letting myself go. I feel like ending my life. And if you start noticing signs, and you start noticing somebody pulling away or distancing themselves when they wouldn't normally do that, be a friend. Honestly. I've heard time and time again of people saying, thank God for that one person for calling or texting, checking on me, making sure I'm okay, because that was the one message I needed to pull back from the ledge. It takes one phone call, one text, one comment, one, hey, you've disappeared, you've gotten quiet, are you all right? Do we need, go spend time with them. Go hang out, go see them, whatever. Just be a friend. Be there for somebody. We got to stop letting the little stuff get in the way. We got to stop letting past issues affect the future. Now, I haven't looked up in a little while the official statistics on it. So while we're talking, maybe I'll pull that up because I know that at one point, I believe that there was a statistic out there, and maybe we'll keep talking for a minute. I'm going to pull that statistic up. I want everybody to hear how real it is right now, especially in the state of Utah. So anybody that's listening right now, everybody that's listening to this broadcast right now and in the future, because most of the listens that we get are after the show, which is fine. I appreciate everybody listening. I appreciate everybody's support. And, if this show can help save one person's life, then I've done my job. I have been able to help somebody, and that's what this is all about, guys. Helping people out. That's what the whole field's about. We spend all of our time telling people to be happy, telling people to get over it, forget about it, man up. Sometimes it's not that easy. Sometimes it's really not. When you're in that kind of mindset and you're struggling, you don't see the light around you. You don't see that 10 people have reached their hand out. You ignore invites to dinner. You ignore phone calls. You ignore texts. When you are on that line, when you are looking over that edge ready to jump, none of that matters. None of it. Currently, I am looking at... I'm currently looking at the 2019 statistics. And the state of Utah right now ranks number 5 out of 50 states for the most suicides by state. If that doesn't tell you kind of where things are at. And here is some of the kind of information, some of the statistics for the reasons, the comments that people have made beforehand, right before they've passed, or have talked about it for a minute before. So academic performance, they feel like they're being held to kind of that higher standard. Physical condition being, if you've got, God forbid, cancer, or, some major lung disease that makes it difficult to breathe, or, some major, disabling disorders, that is the second most reason for suicides in the state. The third, obviously, being mental health. And we just don't talk about that as often as we really should. So currently, the Utah state statistic is there are 22.7% of the population has committed suicide. Looks like total number of suicides so far in 2019 is 663. There are 3,200,000 residents in the state of Utah. So 663 this year alone. And that's just the statistics that they've gotten, and I'm not seeing a date on this, so I can't tell you for sure when this was created, when this was last updated. But, I mean, honestly, in friends, in family, people that I know, in the last 2 weeks, I personally know or am affected by 8 suicides. And currently speaking, helping out 2 people that I know of to stay off of that ledge. And if I'm talking to other people that are there and are on that edge and we're talking, keep talking to me. I will keep being there. You don't even have to tell me that's where you're at. I will keep being there for you. I will keep helping you. And, you know, that's what friends are for, guys. It's not just somebody to hang out with. Somebody to be there and listen when you've got something on your mind that you need to get off your chest. It's, you know, somebody to be there to kind of help keep us away from that ledge. And to help remind us that it's going to be okay. And, you know, it's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to not have everything going for you. I mean, you know, Lord knows that in the recent past, things have been a little crazy for us. And, you know, it's okay. You work through it, you get through it, you listen to people, you get help, and you let people be there and support you in those times. And I'm not talking financially, I'm talking mental. I'm talking emotional support. Just knowing that no matter what, your friendship means something. Just knowing that no matter what, you make a contribution to the friendship or to, you know, your relationship or whatever the situation is. You know, one such instance that I know of, he just didn't talk to anybody about it because he got to a point where he had heard enough times, directly or indirectly, that he needed to go home and breathe it off, or he needed to, you know, just get over it. It's going to be okay. You just need to face it. Some of the issue, you know, is alcoholism. He got to the point of being so depressed that he used alcohol as a coping mechanism. And instead of talking about anything or whatever, he just would drink it off and then become belligerent and have whatever issues going on and wouldn't really talk about it. Wouldn't really talk about what was bothering him or what was going on. So nobody knew. And you get to that point where everything starts becoming a problem. You start getting to the point where you blow up. You get real pissed off for no reason. You know what's going on in your head, but nobody else does. And then you just start looking like you're just angry. You just look like you're starting to get really angry for no reason. And people start pulling away. And it's a way of pushing people back. It's a way of making people distant. Because you're getting to that point where you don't believe as a person that anybody wants to be there. You don't believe that anybody wants to be around you. Nobody deserves to go through what you're going through. Nobody deserves to feel what it is that you're feeling in that moment. And so you pull away, you walk away, shut everybody out until you are the only one left. And in that moment, when you realize what you've done, and you realize that there's now nobody there, you don't see it as you've done it. You see it as, see, nobody wants to be around me. Nobody wants to talk. Well, you need to find one person to reach out to that you know would completely have your back. You need to find one person that you can reach out to that's going to be there, going to listen, that's going to give you that one piece of advice, that one comment, that one, honestly, a hug. Some people don't like physical contact, but I'm telling you right now, if you are on that ledge and you give one person some time to help you, you give one person a chance to help you pull back, and you allow them to sit there and listen and hug you and tell them exactly what's going on in your mind. I have seen that turn so many people around and bring so many people back from that ledge. And having been somebody that has been there, and not a lot of people know that fact about me. The few people that were around when I was getting to that point did know, but not a lot of people did. But I got to that point within the last couple of years. And I'm telling you from personal experience, the one thing that pulled me back away from that ledge was taking the chance on one more person. And that's not to tell you, for anybody that is at that point, or anybody that's thinking about it, that's not to tell you to blame it on somebody else for not being there either. So if you are there in that position right now, I'm going to give you some tough advice, and then I'm going to give you a piece of friendship advice. The tough advice is, quit blaming everybody else. You need to sit down and really evaluate yourself and really think about where it is that you're at. And if it's you that's been pushing people away, or if it really is that you've just kind of pulled yourself into a dark space. And then reach out to somebody. And be very, very honest with yourself and with them. Allow somebody to be there for you. Allow somebody to listen. It's amazing what'll happen if you take the time and let somebody close to you know what's going on and let them help. And if you don't feel like you've got anybody around, there are support groups out there that you can reach out to, and people will help you out with it. In some of the groups that I've seen, there are actually licensed social workers that will just interact, and they won't tell you that they're social workers. They won't, turn it in unless there's a real chance that if they don't, it's going to go somewhere else. There's some confidential sites that you can reach out to and let them know where you're at and what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And if you don't feel like you can do that, I'm always here. I'm always here to listen. For anybody that's listening to this, anybody that knows me, anybody that doesn't know me, if you need that one person to pull you back from that ledge, you get a hold of me. And I will listen to you through the whole night if it means that one chance you giving somebody to listen and to help you pull back away from that ledge is what it takes to save your life. So I know this has been a little bit of a heavier podcast. I know this is a little bit of a heavy topic. And for everybody that listened to it tonight, whether you listen live or you listen back to the broadcast one that's posted on the page, I want to thank you for listening through the whole thing. I know it was a little bit repetitive, but having been there, you need to hear it more than once. And for those of you that are listening that may be there, again, you've got a friend. For those of you that are listening that aren't there, try to be understanding. You know, one time of reaching out to somebody, you may save somebody's life. Just be there. Be a friend. Help somebody in need. I want to thank everybody for listening into this podcast tonight. I want to thank everybody for your support, for liking the page, for following us, for being there and kind of seeing this journey through. For those of you that are a part of the class, thank you for allowing me to help you, for allowing me to be the person that you reached out to help you understand what's going on better and get to a better place. And for those of you that are listening that are a part of this, the paranormal team, Advanced Paranormal WISPs, all you guys, I want to thank you for everything you guys have done, for helping out all the families that are in need and being there to, help out our fellow teammates and friends and family members that may have needed the help. Everybody that is a part of this, that is going to be a part of this show, you guys are making this incredible and helping keep it going. So I thank you very much for listening in. Thank you very much for your likes and followership and sharing. Please get the word out. Let's stop this epidemic, guys. Let's put an end to it. There's always going to be a few here and there, but the statistics are getting out of hand. So we'll end this on that note, and we will do another broadcast. Like I said, I'll put on the Facebook page, The Life of a Utah Medium. If I will not be able to do the Friday podcast, if I don't, I will do that on Sunday, and be sure to get that put up on the page. And then if anything changes, any of the events change, anything like that, I will let everybody know once that has taken place. And if we have any other new events, I will put them up on the Life of a Utah Medium. Thank you very much, everybody that is listening tonight. Thank you for everybody that will listen in the future. And I look forward to talking to you all again soon. Hope you have a great night. And just be real, guys.